The Solar Builder Utility Scale Project of the Year Award winner, as voted on by our readers, is the Arrow Canyon Solar and Battery Energy Storage System. This 200 megawatt solar and 375 megawatt hour battery system is located within Mojave Desert. Developed by EDF Renewables with McCarthy Building Companies serving as the EPC and installer, this system serves the Moapa band of the Paiute Indians Reservation, about 20 miles northeast of Las Vegas. Here to talk about the Arrow Canyon project are Ryan Tran, Senior Engineering and Construction for EDF Renewables, and Jared Carlson, Senior VP of Operations for McCarthy. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, and congratulations on the award. To start off, I wanted to ask if you could give me some background on the project and how did it come about, and what were some of the preliminary reasons for building the solar and storage system?
There was quite a bit of appetite from Nevada Energy to, meet their renewable portfolio, and then the inclusion of BESS was kind of a adder to the development of this project. So originally it was most likely just going to be solar, and then with the battery technology kind of becoming what it is nowadays, we were able to add that to their portfolio. Nevada Energy originally actually wanted this project to be about 450 megawatts worth of renewables. Arrow Canyon is one of the pieces to that, being 200 megawatts and adding about 75 megawatts worth of batteries as well. Development, we had to work with the BIA, the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and it was a rough beginning, but after the excessive meetings with them and all of the commitments that we were providing to them and their needs, I think eventually they bought off on what we're planning to achieve.
So how does this project benefit that community?
So you have, just with the renewable energy that it's generating, that's enough power to power 76,000 Nevada homes, and so that's a huge impact. But also the impact to that actual tribe. So what would typically be sales tax that would go to the government goes to the tribe to benefit that tribe, and then the employment of the tribal members during the project is a really, really great impact. And so we employed 46 members of the tribe throughout the project, and 35% of those were women, which was excellent to have that diversity.
I think it paid dividends to the project, because at the end of the day, EDF went above and beyond by adding actual tribal liaisons on site to try and make sure that there was never a conflict between the tribe and the union. I know on other sites from stories that the tribe members would tell me is like, they were never treated as equals when it came to the work. But having these tribal liaisons, I think we kind of eliminated that factor altogether.
Just wanted to talk a little bit about this kind of harsh desert climate. What kind of challenges were there to overcome with that environment?
Being located in the Mojave Desert, you have the extreme temperatures. You've got freezing temperatures in the winter, and then in the summer you push over 110 degrees, and the impact's even greater when you're doing some of the activities like in the installation of the solar modules and how the sun reflects off those panels, causing the impact of the heat to even be a larger challenge. And so really keeping the construction workers safe and hydrated and giving them the breaks that are needed to be able to withstand that type of work in that type of temperature was a huge focus.
It was a very challenging moment when the heat hit us, but I think at the end of the day, how we reacted as a team really prevented a lot of safety related issues related to the temperatures.
In addition to these kind of harsh working conditions, one of the things I found most fascinating was, how this project helped protect native tortoises. What were some of the special considerations that had to be taken to ensure that their habitat remained intact?
There was 1,800 acres, and so you can imagine like what would go into needing to do a complete survey with biologists of the full 1,800 acres, and then install. And this was all done, EDF partnered with entities to be able to do these surveys and then be able to fence off with tortoise fence these 1,800 acres and relocate the dozen or so tortoises to keep them safe and protected while we did the project. And so it was a great experience. Like that went really well, that there was the right time of year that needed to be done, and the surveys were done, and the fence was installed, and the tortoises all relocated safely for the project to be able to start on time. So great success to keep the tortoises safe, but all wildlife. That was a big focus of the whole team. There was the training that's done before any person sets foot on that site of what the wildlife concerns are, what they should do if they encounter any immediately, and to have that type of focus by everybody was necessary.
He talks about the tortoise fence, but the site is basically complete at this point, and the tortoise fences are removed, and the permanent fence that's designed is to allow these tortoises to move about, like, the solar farm isn't even here. For the most part, they can really roam across and through the site like they would like to. And the training that Jared's alluding to is like, when we see crows, that's a bad indicator, right? So we try to make sure we keep our trash down, like I stated earlier, and also keep any type of excess water from puddling. Because, if you have water, it attracts the tortoises, and then we attract the tortoises, and there's crows. There's the potential of, them harming the tortoises unnaturally.
I would say that it was above and beyond what we've seen on other projects in other parts of the country. Like the fact that, like Ryan was talking about, how the permanent fence was designed in such a way to allow the tortoises free range and be able to cross in and out of the site, that you don't always see that. And so that was a special, unique thing that was done on the Arrow Canyon project, was to account for that and provide that, that provision for those tortoises.
Despite some of the challenges that you've kind of gone over here, how did McCarthy and EDF, what were some of the keys to making this project come off successfully?
One thing that was super helpful was to have a partnering session where, McCarthy, we brought our partners over to EDF's office, and it was every kind of discipline represented: the safety, the quality, the commissioning, the procurement, the project management, design. And we were able to partner up with all the counterparts on the EDF side, and therefore just kick off that partnership. Hey, this is, their challenges are going to come up, but how do we need to lean on each other and work on with each other and utilize the best practices and the experience and the knowledge that each one brings to the table. And so when those struggles come up of, hey, maybe it's a procurement delay, maybe it's whatever the challenge is, we can remember that we're on the same team, we've got the same goals, but more so rely on those relationships.
Our relationship allowed us to have this kind of open door policy between the three groups here. And I don't think we ever had an issue with the transparency between the tribe and McCarthy. If that tribe had any issues, we were always willing to listen. If they needed to have a meeting with us, we were always ready to host them and bring them together. And the same thing with McCarthy. I think a lot of challenges I've seen with a lot of different contractors is the fact that they're not willing to communicate with us. They're not willing to share kind of their challenges, and sometimes they'll try to eat it up, or at least hold it within themselves to figure it out, and eventually it becomes worse than what it is, because at the end of the day, EDF has a wide range of resources as well to support our contractors. And I think McCarthy understood that from the very beginning, that we were always willing to be on the same page and work with them to get the project done. And same thing with the tribe. It's like, we're not trying to take advantage of you. We're trying to complete what we signed up with you guys, and we're trying to make sure that we do at least the least amount of impact to your guys' daily lives, right?
Ryan and Jared, I appreciate you guys taking the time today to come talk about this great project, and congratulations on winning this Project of the Year award.
Excellent. Thank you, Brad.